Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is May 22nd, 2018. We had a lot of rain this morning and then it cleared up for a few hours here, and now you can see from the clouds, it's clouding back up, so they're calling for more rain this afternoon. But yeah, it's one of those kind of days. We knew what they forecasted actually called for rain all day. So to get a couple hours with no rain was a nice break, to be honest with you. But the next 4 days after that are supposed to be gorgeous, so we will work on other things then. But anyhow, I wanted to talk today. I think this is actually kind of really important, to be honest with you. There's another Ebola outbreak over in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and they're saying that so far, last I saw, there was 27 deaths. A nurse just died from it. And the scary thing about the whole thing with Ebola is that it can be in your system and you not know it and be dormant for up to 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden then it hits. So in that meantime, you have infected so many more people. So that's pretty scary. And so the World Health Organization right now has sent over 7,300 vaccinations, experimental vaccinations that haven't been approved to try to curb the spread of the disease. But they were talking that they believe that it's in that one city of like 1 million people that it's already there. And if it's there, that's pretty dangerous, and that could be a tremendous loss of life for people because of that. So very scary stuff, to be honest with you. So how does that affect you? If like I said, if there's people traveling around the world and they're in that big city, and then they say, oh my God, this Ebola outbreak's happened, I'm getting out of here. Maybe they're already affected, and then they take it back to their country. It's pretty scary, to be honest with you. And as a nurse, we would be the ones dealing with people that would have something like that. I mean, those would be major hospitals that actually would deal with that. But nurses are the ones that are going to be their first line of defense on that. And like I said, a nurse just lost their life, and I don't know if it was a male or a female, to be honest with you. But they just said a nurse had died from Ebola. So and I think the mortality rate is over 50% with that. So if you get that, the chances of you dying are pretty high. So that's very, very scary. And something like that could spread very, very quickly if not contained. So that is definitely something that could be a game changer, something to keep an eye on for sure. Hopefully it doesn't spread. Hopefully they can contain it. Oh, and I guess the sun's come back out for a minute. Weird. Weather's weird. Because if you look, I'm going to show you this over here real quick. If you look over here, that's dark, that's dark. We got dark clouds coming through here. It's just out for a second. Yeah, a lot of darker clouds coming. So anyway, yeah, so it's kind of something, like I said, something to definitely be concerned about, something that we need to keep an eye on, because it could affect us. If some people got over here, and think about it, say somebody gets over here, and they get into the country, and the number of people that they're contacting, and the way people travel today, people are all over the place. So you would have to do a major quarantine. And so somebody had asked me now, what if there was some kind of disease? Let's go ahead and use Ebola. So let's say members of my group got here, and we had kept ourselves pretty isolated, and so we knew that we didn't have it because there was no contact with anybody. But new group members have gotten here traveling. They would have to go into a quarantine. They would have to be like an example would be the outbuilding here would be a perfect building. It's away from everything else, and you just keep the people in there until that 3-week period is over with. You bring them food and stuff like that, but they're on quarantine, and they can't have contact with everybody else. So that's how you would have to do it. You would have to make sure, and then if there was signs and symptoms of the disease, then you would have to deal with that accordingly. But those are things that you guys got to think about as far as in your preparations go. What are you going to do? How are you going to deal with sickness like that? I mean, something like that that is very, very life threatening is that could cause a lot of problems. So it's definitely something to think about. Okay, so preparation for whatever, having you know the proper gas mask. Basically, I mean, if you could use a gas mask if you wanted to, honestly, to deal with that and stuff like that. But some kind of a breathing apparatus that's going to filter that air. I mean, you see the stuff that they're wearing. They're completely covered all the way, and but it's a frightening, frightening thing. And if it does spread, last time that happened, the last outbreak, it killed 11,000 people. So and then we had a couple of cases here in the U.S. So don't think it can't touch our shores, because it can. So, but like I said, again, it's something to keep an eye on, not to flip out about, not to be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But just keep an eye on that, because you just never know. So something like I said, I saw it in the news, and like I said, there's already been 26 deaths, 49 cases that are, I think they said, confirmed cases of it. The hemorrhagic fever, I think, is what it's called. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. But that's one of the symptoms of having Ebola. You get that fever. So, like I said, again, it's definitely something to be concerned about, something to keep an eye on, something to watch, because like I said, those type of things like that, those are game changers, and that's kind of frightening, to be honest with you. I actually am surprised that it ended up being as nice as it has today, because the original forecast literally called for rain, straight rain all day long. And this morning it was raining here quite a bit this morning. Started through the night, and it rained probably about 11 o'clock, and then it's cleared up. It's about 4 in the afternoon now, but still overcast. They're calling for more rain, so we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, yesterday we brought in, I think, 4.7 kilowatt hours yesterday with the solar panels. And like I said, right now I'm waiting on getting the my refund from the state, so that I can buy the solar rack, and then everything is going to be up from that point. So everything is going to get changed. I'm not sure if I'm even going to keep this rack here, to be honest with you. What I would like to do is turn this whole front section into a nice greenhouse area. So, I mean, even if I, started up by the camper and, put part of it here and then put another one next to it. So, that's where it's going to get the most sunshine here on the property. That's where it's open the most. So, and in the spring when the flooding happens, it goes through the back way here. And like I said, we may end up trying to divert that. So we'll see what happens. I mean, time will tell with that. I don't know what's going to happen as far as that goes. Jeff is here. He got in last night. And so I split some more wood yesterday, of that wood over there that he's just going to use it to burn to keep his fire going. And so the cleanup will continue. We ended up not going last night, just so you guys know. We ended up not going up to my buddy's house because Jeff got in late and it was getting later at night. And so we, hey Luce, how we doing? So, okay, I've had actually this question too. Mr. Lucy is a boy, yes. When he adopted us, he was one of the neighbor's cats, and when they left 3 cats behind, and he was so small, and we thought he was a female, and so he became Lucy. Well, then later on we found out he's a male, so he's still Lucy, he's just Mr. Lucy now. So that's what's up with that, and there's Maxie chilling out. But anyhow, so we're actually going to be going tomorrow morning up to my neighbor's, because like I said, tomorrow's supposed to be gorgeous all day. So we're going up like first thing in the morning, like at 7 in the morning, and we're going to help put those trussels up, or I think it's whatever. But anyway, I'll show you. We'll put that on video, and I'll show you guys that. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to do that then, and then we'll come back here and fart around here on the homestead and see what we can get accomplished. But yeah, so that's what's happening, guys. Puppies are doing fantastic, and like I said, just so you know, and I'm just going to mention it real quick. The sale with Legacy is only going through the end of the month, so 20% off of everything, and they're doing 2 different packages where it's usually much higher, and they've been greatly reduced. And if you go to my webpage, or my website, preppernurse1.com, You can check it out there. Anything, and it's you just use the code PREP20. You get 20% off of not just the legacy products, but anything else. If you wanted to buy a T-shirt, coffee mug, you know, bumper sticker, beer stein. Okay, so that's what's happening there. And so if you want, go check it out. The link will be down below. So anyway, guys, listen, I'm going to jump off of here for now, but I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this whole Ebola thing, what you guys think. If you have concerns about that. And, you know, it's, like I said, it's just something to watch, okay? So remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. And remember, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. And the only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself. Okay? I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now. Gonna say goodbye, Max? Yeah, he don't care.